Okay, so here we are on take 3 of this video. Not having a lot of luck. I've stuck myself into airplane mode so that I can get this thing done without getting interrupted. So basically what I'm doing is I'm talking about this video or this essay that I did quite recently, 3,000 word essay for the college that I go to, which is a Bible college in New Zealand. I'm doing a counselling course, and basically I felt called by the Holy Spirit to do an essay on Marion worship, which is basically the worship of Mary. Without getting too into the words of that title, just the place of Mary in the church. Who is Mary? Who should Mary be to us Christians? Should we be recognizing apparition sites? Do they exist? Are they demonic, reports? I grew up as a Catholic. The apparition sites of Mary are validated by the Pope, some of them. Knock is, Lourdes is, Fatima is, I believe Medjugorje is not a recognized apparition site, but I'm not 100% sure about that. But I certainly know that. Yeah, look, I don't want to go down too many rabbit holes, but so I know that in the Pentecostal church that I started to go to 8 years ago, in New Zealand here, that the place of Mary in the church is no different to Mary, the woman in the canteen at the church. So she's not seen as the mother of the church. She's not seen as somebody that we need to pay special attention to. The focus is predominantly on supposed to be predominantly on the Trinity, the three people in the one God, so the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Nobody else is elevated, really, I suppose is the best way to put it, into any other position of importance. So we're all saints in the church. There's no, St. Patrick is no different to St. Patrick in the car park team, there's no the patron saints. There's no patron saints of countries. There's no elevation. There's no pope in the Pentecostal church. There's been no pope in the Protestant church, which is basically the church that broke away from the Catholic Church in 1500. Martin Luther first, and then King Henry VIII. Well, Martin Luther got excommunicated, so he kind of had no choice but to form his own church. Henry VIII broke away from the Pope because he wanted to get a divorce, and so he set up the Church of England. And basically anybody who wasn't Church of England wasn't pretty much allowed to practice religion in England, Scotland and Ireland in the time that was so-called the penal times, when priests in the Catholic Church were basically on the run, or imprisoned or martyred, because they either had a choice to swear an oath of allegiance to the Queen as the head of the church, or the King as the head of the Church of England, or go to jail. Catholic Church priests aren't known for their willingness to back down in terms of who their allegiance to is. So they wouldn't have been willing to swear an oath of allegiance to the King of England or the Queen of England in order to keep their jobs. Not the way they work. So anyway, so there I was in the Pentecostal church, happily rolling along when I started this essay. So the first thing that I decided to look at was the apparitions. Is there any validation? Is there any validity in these apparitions? So my first port of call was I suppose shock horror to all of you purists, but I found a YouTube video with the movie called the Song of Bernadette, made in 1945. I think there's been about 3 different Song of Bernadette movies. But basically, this is the story of Saint Bernadette, who was a girl who saw a lady on a rock. This lady told her that she was the Immaculate Conception. This lady told her that to come back 15 times. This